What's up, guys? Being a beginner in any field of programming can be quite frustrating, and that is why I've started this series to help you blend in nicely. What bothers you the most as a beginner? Tell me in the comments and I will make a video about it for you. This series is a reflection of my experience teaching programming and web development. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and subscribe so you don't miss future posts. Let's get started. So as a budding developer, every now and then you find yourself in conversation and then you get excited. So imagine this, you find yourself in a conversation with someone and then they ask you what programming language you know. You say I'm into JavaScript, for example, and then they go like, oh wow, then you are a master of the web. And then you also ask them, what programming language do you know? Then the person goes like, I'm into Java. Okay, that's where your confusion starts because you have no idea what Java is. Okay, and I don't think the conversation is going to be any more interesting from this point, right? So it's a good idea that as a new developer or as a budding programmer, you get to know some of the most popular programming languages, and then not to master them per se, but at least to know what they do, to have an idea of what they are about, right? So there are a large number of programming languages out there, so it's impractical to say that you know all of them or what they do, but at least the most popular ones. So I'm over here at Stack Overflow, which is a platform for developers. You find the gurus of software development over here trying to help people to solve their issues, all right, programming issues, of course. Okay, so this is their 2019 report, and I'm at the most popular technology section, and over here they have the programming, scripting and markup languages. So here are the most popular technologies according to them, according to the activity that they have on their platform. All right, so there are a number of them. As you can see, JavaScript is here on the top, and I think the reason why JavaScript is mostly on the top is because whatever software you are developing, you'd mostly need a web app version of it, right? So whether it is mobile app or whatever, you mostly need a web app version of it, and therefore you need a web developer and of course a JavaScript developer. Right, so JavaScript is the main programming language of the web, the front end part of web development. All right, so it gives interactivity to web applications. Right? HTML and CSS are what give the markup and the beauty to websites and web application. SQL is a query language. Okay, so it is used to request database from it is used to request data from databases. So it deals with databases, particularly requesting data from databases. All right, and then we have Python, which is rising very fast. It's getting popular and more popular every year. It is best known for data science. Okay, so when I talk about data science, I'm talking about processing of large amounts of data. So all these big companies out there, their data need to be processed, and Python is best known for that. And it's also known for machine learning and artificial intelligence, and recently it is being used a lot for web development, particularly the back end of web development. All right, Java is also very popular, and it's most popular for Android applications, mobile applications, okay, particularly Android, and it's also sometimes used for the back end of web apps, as Python is also used. All right, and then we have Bash or Shell or PowerShell. So this is not really a programming language. It's a tool, a command tool, which is used to control and navigate the computer. It looks something like this. So all these here that you see, it's just like command prompt. It looks just like command prompt and actually works the same way. So it is these commands may look very simple, but it's very, very powerful. These commands can control every part of the computer, and you can navigate around on your computer as well. All right, so C#, it's used for a number of things. It's a general purpose programming language used for web apps, mobile apps, and it's one of the very old languages as well. PHP is the conventional or the most popular language for back end of web apps. Okay, so I said Python as well as Java are also used for back end, and even C#. They are all used for web apps, the back end of web apps, but the most popular conventional kind of language for the backend of web apps is PHP. C++ is a modification of C. Okay, C is like one of the oldest programming languages out there. Okay, and it's usually used for C++ over here. It's usually used for competitive programming. Okay, so when the gurus of programming meet and then they want to show they know, the ins and outs of programming, they all sorts of competition, they usually like to use C++. And then TypeScript is a cousin to JavaScript. Essentially, it is the same thing. It's JavaScript that has been slightly modified. JavaScript has a feature called dynamic typing, which is really amazing, but sometimes for very complex applications, it can be a bit problematic. So they developed TypeScript, comes with what you call strict typing, and JavaScript has dynamic typing. Okay, so it's basically the same thing. When you know JavaScript, you can spend a few hours to master TypeScript as well. All right, C, as we said, is one of the most the oldest programming languages, and it's a general purpose programming language. Okay, mostly used for competitive programming and all that. So these are some of the most popular programming languages. Hopefully next time we take a look at some of these other languages, but knowing these ones alone, I mean, it would be very helpful. These are like the most common ones, right? These are also, some of these are also very much used. This Swift, for example, let's mention it quickly. This Swift is we mentioned Java for Android application, right? Swift is for iOS applications, so mobile applications. All right, so these are the most common programming languages and what they do, and I hope you find this very useful.